become a veterinarian when I was 3 years old. And during my childhood, I discovered that by learning the calls of the animal, I could actually get close to them, and sometimes even catch them. Being able to do that was like having a magic power that made me feel I could talk to animals and be part of their world. This moment had sealed totally my fate. In fact, years later, I became a veterinarian and I specialize in animal behavior. I still imitate animal calls sometimes, but throughout my career, animals have taught me that most of their conversations are silent. Different shades of tail and ear movement, blinking of eyes, turning of head, careless sniffing on the ground. All behavior that animals use to tell something. And in my everyday work, I teach people how to understand these silent words. And like a translator, I try to connect human and pets on the common ground of understanding. Being able to truly understand our pets and acknowledge them as individuals with their own mind and needs, it allows them to show us their great potential. But most of the time, when we have a dog or a cat, we either treat them as baby or as part of the house decoration, where they have just to be there without bothering us, and feel our needs of closeness only when we request it. And if, we impose to them our own idea of what they should be and how they should behave around us. And if we don't comply with the rule of this teacher, we judge them naughty and mostly unacceptable. For example, we pretend a husky needs to just walk, 20 minutes twice a day, and then to stay in the apartment for the rest of the time, without interaction or activities. A dog that is normally used to run hundreds of kilometers a day by pulling his legs. Or we impose a Dalmatian to stay in a crate for 10 hours a day just waiting for his owner to come home. Another dog breed that was originally used to run after the cavalry during the wars. Then, when these pets start to have problems, behave strangely, and we don't understand why, we are surprised. But how would you feel if somebody asked you to live in a way that is completely wrong for you, or to behave as a completely, totally different person than you are, and then get mad at you because you cannot do it? Well, in the case of our animals, they start to show signs that something is wrong with them, and mostly with their environment. Signs that I like to call post-it notes, because like a simple note that represents a concept, the behavior of our animal in these circumstances, they well represent their emotional and physical states. Cat peeing on your furniture and curtains. Cat peeing in your boots. Been there, felt that. Dog destroying your sofa. Dog carving graffiti on your houseboard. All this behavior drives us nuts. I mean, no doubt about that. I've been there. But because we have a completely distorted idea of what our animals should be, we don't even think we are the ones creating the problem. We think they are the problem. Once I had a client who complained that for 1 month her cat had been peeing and pooing around the house. The cat, Martini, was a 4-year-old male, castrated. And according to the owner, he never had any problem before. So she was frustrated because she couldn't understand why he was misbehaving in that way. So first thing, I suggested the cat owner to take Martini for a medical check, because sometimes there are urinary tract disorders who can cause the cat to pee around the house. From the information I gathered during the cat behavior assessment, I found 2 facts. who gave me the clue of what could be the cause of Martini problem. First, the owner changed the litter material with another one that contained deodorant. And second, during the same time frame, there were workers fixing the bathroom in the owner house. So the lady, she started to change the location of the litter box of Martini. And sometimes, you know, she put it in the kitchen, sometimes in the center of the house, sometimes in the washing machine, on a daily basis, on the washing machine room, sorry. And so keeping in mind these two clues, I would like you to understand why Martini behaved in that way. And to do so, I have to put you in his spot. So, you imagine, you are living with two aliens who are taking care of you. And suddenly, they start to, you know, change the location of your toilet on a daily basis. So sometimes your toilet ends up in the kitchen, sometimes at the end of the house, or sometimes beside a giant washing machine that when you're about to do your business, it starts the centrifuge program, giving you an heart attack. And in addition to that, the two aliens, they also change the material, you know, your toilet is made of. So every time you go to do your business, something gets stuck on your bottom. And the thing smells so bad that it burns your nose. You don't have any control of the environment. I mean, you have only that house and that toilet. You can't say, hey, I don't like my toilet anymore. I shall go downstairs to Starbucks bathroom. You can't. And you cannot even talk to the two aliens. I mean, they don't understand your words. You, blah, 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 blah. And then, oh dear, our human pet is so noisy. And because you need to go to toilet, right? So you cannot hold it. So you will probably end up doing your business in some hidden corner of the house. Or maybe on a towel. Then you roll up and hide somewhere. Then the two aliens of the house will start to find the present you left in different location. And they will probably say, our human pet is misbehaving. So, do you understand why Martini behaved in that way? The two clues I told you earlier actually were the causes of Martini's problem. Why? First, the litter. There are some litter material, as I said, that contain deodorant. And when they are mixed with the cat urine, they produce a very strong and unpleasant smell for the cat that causes it to reject its litter box. And sometimes there are cats who are very sensitive toward the texture of the litter material. So if it sticks on their paw, they dislike it. Second clue, the location of the litter box. So if cats, you need to understand that cats are very, very territorial animals. They need to feel in control of their environment more than dogs. And they don't like changes. So from a cat perspective, if you constantly change the location of this litter box, even from 1 meter to another one, it's a big deal. And then there are some cats that are very sensitive, and they don't like to do their business where people are going in and out and there are loud noises. I mean, would you like that? So at the end, I suggested, Martini's owner to change back with the original litter material and to put the litter box back to the place where it was before, or to choose a quiet room where to place it and just leave it there. Well, guess what? Martini stopped to pee and poo around the house. Can you see now the clear picture of the situation? I mean, Martini was not misbehaving. He was actually showing that something was wrong with his environment. The clear picture here is that we are the problem. We, humans, are the problem because we do not understand who our pets are and what they really need. And this poses them at serious risk. Most of the time, we raise them in a wrong environment. And then, when they start to have problems, we don't understand. We are surprised. We think they are just misbehaving. We wait, and then the situation gets worse. and the pets start to create serious troubles. And then we decide it's too much to deal with, we don't want him anymore. And we turn our back to him. We break the bond. And I can assure you that the majority of the time, this means death for your pet. So, when you decide to have a dog or a cat, don't just rush to the pet store and buy one. I mean, like when you're going to do, supermarket to do some grocery. I mean, first thing you should think to adopt a pet, because there are many dogs and cats who need a home. But before thinking about that, you should get informed. You should get prepared. Because having a pet, having an animal in your house, is like having a baby. And no, the analogy is not too strong. Because when you get a dog or a cat, you're not getting a fluffy toy. You get an individual with a mind of its own and needs that you must be able to address. You get somebody who will seek to develop a bond with you, and he will make space for you in his group. In fact, Edgar stated that sometimes animals treat us as one of their own. So you think about that. And then, even though you are checking out all the boxes of the perfect pet owner, and still your dog or cat, start to behave weirdly, well, first thing, try to watch him. Try to find out some clues of why he's behaving like that. And if you can, well, call the specialist. The veterinarian will help you to find out what is the problem and give you the tools to solve it. The veterinarian will help you to be a good human companion. Don't ever turn your back to your pet. This is my cat Gingy. He's a 7-year-old male. I found him when he was only 2 weeks old. He developed anxiety disorder with elimination problem. His problems are under control, but we had to work a lot and to be very patient for that. Once, my son asked me why, despite all Gingy's problems, I decided to keep him. I answered that when I found Gingy, I decided to adopt him. And therefore, I took responsibility of his life. He became family. And you never dump family when it has a problem. I started my speech with animal calls, and I want to end it with an animal silent word. Thank you.